welcome back to another episode of Play Paintball Podcast. I'm your host, Jbird, and as always, Mr. AB here with me. Just want to thank you guys for watching the first video, and we're hoping to just kind of keep this going. But basically, today we wanted to talk about a little bit about paintball as a youth sport.
Yeah.
Right. So what are the benefits of paintball as a youth sport, which are probably very similar to
Other sports.
Right? Like,
I would treat it the same. Right.
Yeah.
I'd say it being something that young people can invest in. It requires the same type of athleticism, right? It's still attention to detail, focusing on skill set, your agility. You got to be in shape. Well, at least I would say you have to be in shape. I know playing paintball, you're stationary a lot, but when you want to start moving, you want to be able to get up and go.
you have to be explosive.
You got to be explosive.
Yeah.
But pretty much, a player would have to be. They would. What am I trying to say? They would. Playing paintball will be the same as playing any other sport, because both activities require your energy and your effort, your attitude, your mind frame, game plan. Both sports or activities have both players playing at high levels in their own respect, right?
Yeah. Would you consider it, granted I may be a little bit biased, but would you consider paintball to be a little bit more intellectual? Like a little bit more, not intellectual, I'm not saying like to be like high and mighty, but there's a lot more to process, right? Because say for example, right, and I'm just throwing this out there, football, right? Football, you got one ball, you're running you've got all the other people to contend with when they're trying to tackle you and all that stuff, right? But with paintball, not only are you trying to hit somebody with a ball, but you're also avoiding getting hit from another angle, right, from somebody else.
But that's just football the same. Me playing running back or the offensive side of the ball, I get hit by multiple defenders in multiple ways. And we have to learn, right? I think that's what you were talking about, how to avoid being hit. And during our job, which in paintball, it would be for you to shoot your target and not get hit. In football, it would be for you to make your guy miss and score or get the first down or make the catch, whatever. But these are tactics and game skill and technique that, like I said, both players will have to learn.
Yeah.
And if you learn them, at a young age, that's even better, because you don't have to learn these skills later on, which, personally speaking, as a player, you don't want to slow down when you've already become mature in certain components of the game you're playing, right? So as far as like strength training, once you become really strong, you don't want to have to go back and fix and tweak all of the necessary things you should have done when you were younger, like mastering your push-ups, right? Being explosive in that area before you go to weight training with the bench, right? Do that stuff early so you become a master of it, and then as you mature and you become an adult and you're still playing, then you're really cold. You're really good. And that's what you ultimately want. So playing paintball, that's the same attitude you would have playing football, running track like I did, any sport.
Well, and some of you may not know this or not, but we actually here at Splat, we have a youth team, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that I focus on, aside from just kind of keeping it fun and engaging for the kids, is building the fundamentals first, right? Starting them off, teaching them the right ways to do things so that they develop and build off of good habits, and not have to go and get, say, a 17, 18-year-old person that's already developed all these other habits and have to go back and like readjust and fix, and then they're like, oh, this guy, just keeps getting on my case and blah blah blah. So being able to teach kids, and that's why I love. We do the summer camp, for example. You did the summer camp with us last year, and it was. I felt like it was really cool because we got to bring in kids that had never played paintball before.
Yeah, man.
Right?
It surprised me because me being still new to paintball, right? Your skills helped. Your skill sets, you were able to teach these young boys and girls how to use this tool, this gun, in a way that in a week it seemed like they were like proficient.
I was like thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, I was impressed because
I was impressed. I was like, dang.
So young, they're able to, both sides.
Yeah.
Moving, hitting their target. Yeah. Talking, all that stuff.
The communication. Yeah.
It was nice.
And that was in some of those kids that went through the summer camp, they actually continued to come and practice after, and they are now basically the foundation of our youth team. We have 4 players from the summer camp that continued playing. They went with us to the World Cup, the Paintball World Cup in Florida last year, and they really put in a lot of effort, and it was just really cool to see them develop from literally not even knowing how to hold the gun,
coming in fresh
to playing at the highest level tournament for their age group, right? Obviously they're not playing professionals, but at that age group,
at the highest level that they can play, and all within
6 to 7 months. And I think that's another reason why I feel like we should all, as paintball, as an industry, in the industry of paintball, really, we should focus on the youth, right? Getting more kids involved into the game and teaching them how to properly play, so that they can, because they're like sponges, dude. It was crazy to me. I mean, they went from not even knowing how to hold the gun, like hip shooting like this, to snap shooting and switching hands on both sides, and I'm like, wow.
The moving with the skills, the gun skills, that was nice. Yeah, like that's hard to do, especially as a young player,
Well, in your involvement, you did the agility part of it. So every day when we showed up, the first thing we did was conditioning, agility,
getting the body right,
getting the mind right. Yeah. Because think about it this way, when you're playing a paintball tournament, a lot of times it's all within one day, right? So you start fresh in the morning, and your mind is crisp, your body's crisp, you're still good, but as you go throughout the day, in the middle of the summer, for example, by the end of the day, you've played 8, 9, 10 matches.
You whipped.
You're tired. Your body is fatigued. Your mind is fatigued. But you still have to be able to perform consistently, even when you're tired.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that, one of the reasons why I brought you in to help with the summer camp was you have that knowledge on how to teach these kids the agility, the mental fortitude, the strength conditioning, the agility, the speed conditioning,
everything
all
that it takes to be a better player as a paintball is concerned. Yeah. And I wouldn't treat these young boys and girls any different than my own athletes, because, like I said, I look at it the same, right? They must understand that they're competing, right? And when you are a competitor, there's certain codes and things and things you have to live by in order to be successful. And I know that. So that's what I wanted to show them. Even talking to them about injury prevention, like the hamstrings. and a few of them would crack at me about me talking about the hamstring so much, about how important it is for that muscle to be tip-top shape, you know, flexible. But them being so young, they were absorbing all of that knowledge, and you could tell that they were changing little by little with me during the agility, with you, with the skills.
During the agility. I mean, from day one, when we would do our dynamic stretches and warm up, right? They look all discombobulated. By the end of it, I mean, they had those movements down. Yeah, they were. All that stuff was really, really cool to watch. So, so I don't know. That's one of the things that I think to me, again, I think I've touched on this at the last episode, but the youth sports movement is large, really across the board, across all sports. But to me, you know, I have a special place in my heart for paintball, right? And so I want to see more young boys and young girls. We have a little girl on our team. I mean, I say little girl because she's little, but she plays a beast, bro. She plays, and she's really good. And I'm really excited to see her develop. Like just from day one of summer camp to last night, we had practice, and she had stepped on a piece of glass, and so she had a cut on her foot. And when she came in, she was like, "Oh, I have a cut on my foot. I don't know how I'm gonna play." And then we started running drills.
Forgot about it.
She forgot all about it. She was, yo, like, it was really cool to see her, and you know.
But that's what all young people need. You know, so like it's being competitive. Yeah. It's that trigger is turned on. Right. It went from being my foot hurts and maybe poor old me to now I'm doing something fun. It's not a big deal. I want to get better. Yeah. I forgot how good I was. Yeah. I want to keep playing. So it's nice.
Well, and you kind of, a lot of times you put your own mental roadblocks in, right? Mm-hmm. Like she probably came in and was like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to run with this." It was probably sore because I guarantee you stepping on a piece of glass is not, you know,
on your foot.
On your foot. Yeah. You got it every time you step in, right? But I think once she realized, hey, I can still do this. I can still push through. I can still perform. I can still get through and deal with this. And still, I mean, she had a really good shot on one of our best players, and she was in the snake, boom, got him right in the face.
See,
and I was like,
and just like that, but see, deep down inside, she can see herself, right? Yeah. She has the skill, right? She has some agility, right? She has some experience. So now, the foot issue, it could be worse, right? But it wasn't as bad. She was able to play, and she played well, and she, like you just said, she got one of your best guys out. Yeah. But that's crucial. Youth development, sport development is crucial for their maturity, for them handling adversity, just being a competitor. Yeah. You know, and doing it in a fun way with paintball.
Paintball, dude. Yeah. What better way to compete than playing paintball, where like you get to, I don't know, growing up, I was all about playing guns and like shooting stuff, you know, and like it's just fun.
When I met you, that's when I was first introduced to paintball, and I wasn't even for it, bro. Yeah. Just because, like, you know, my sports is all, I'm already over here running track, playing basketball, playing football, so when I get a gun in my hand and I got to shoot and run around, I don't want to get hit. I can run, but that's not the game. You know, you got to shoot. So
you got to shoot.
You got to shoot.
But, well, you know, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for being a sponsor of the show. Reskill, Upskill. You have your elite sports school, right?
Yeah, man. Elite sports school for the youth, and basically we're a guide for young players, boys and girls. A young guide for them to for this journey. It's long. And there's a lot of twists and turns, right? So being young, you want to develop them then versus later, like we were talking about, because you can learn the exercises that you're going to have to master now. Yeah. You don't have to be introduced to them later and then master them. You can do it all now, right? And we're just all about the long-term athletic development, right? So that's why we really advocate for the youth, you know, 4th, 5th graders, 6th graders. Before you start competing, you know, I remember I competed starting at 7th grade.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's changed.
I think you can do like you can't do any intramural sports until 7th grade, right? I think intramurals is what they call it.
Yeah.
So like,
or just competing local at.
I mean, you
schools
can
around.
compete, like you can do like Pee Wee, you know, like local organizations, right? Like there's different.
Yeah. But not for the school.
But not for the school.
Yeah, not for
but
the school.
once you get into school, once you get to 7th grade, then you can start playing.
Yeah.
You know, lacrosse, football,
All the sports.
basketball,
Yeah,
soccer,
yeah.
all that stuff.
So yeah, pretty much. Right at that, you know, 4th.
So you're
5th, 6th,
developing
yeah.
them earlier than that. So you're
Earlier than
ideally you want to get them like 4th and 5th grade, so that physically they're already on the right track. 4th, 5th,
because
6th grade, so that by the time they get to 7th grade, they're already developed those
They've
habits.
developed, you know, basic sports skills, right?
Yeah.
Jumping, running, conditioning of your heart,
Mhm.
the basic fundamental guidelines to being an elite athlete,
Yeah.
right? Because, like I said, once you start training at or exercising and weight training at 7th grade, you have to understand there's no more slowing down for you if you really want to take it serious, because every other athlete is training, and you may not know how well this athlete is training, so you better know how well you're training.
You're training. Yeah.
So it's important for the youth to understand. That's why you got to focus. You got to have a game plan, a guide, right? You got to have somebody like us, like myself, to help you see what you can't see yet, because you're not there yet.
Right.
So that's what's up.
Cool, man. Well, I also want to thank Gangster Paintball for always hooking it up. Always got the freshest paintball gear out there, athletic gear, casual wear, really just anything that needs to do with paintball. They've got all the stuff for you. And then Splat Zone. We're out here just bringing paintball to the common man, dude. Just making everybody.
Splat has been fun, man, since you've opened it up. I've seen all the changes. I've seen the intricate details, and it's the only thing like it over here.
Well, I appreciate that.
And it's a place where anybody can come.
Yeah.
I've seen all types of people, businessmen,
All types of
all
people.
types of people.
So one of my favorite stories, real quick, there's this, it's a party, we do corporate team building type stuff, right? And we had a group from a company, I'm not gonna throw any names out because I don't want anybody to feel like called out, but it was a group of older people. I mean, they were older than I was. I don't know exactly how old, but I'll just tell you this much, that a couple of them came in and they were walking really slow. Like they were just walking slow. You could see that they were minding their steps. As soon as they got on the field, this one lady, dude, she looked like John Wick out there. Just, pow, pow, pow. She was shooting everybody, and it was just fun to see it, like that transformation, and that's why I love
competitive.
They're competitive, dude.
Yeah.
It's competitiveness. It brings it out in you. Like my dad never, growing up,
Well, your dad
never played paintball. He never wanted to play paintball. And finally, shortly after we finally opened up, he came out and he's like, hey, I'm really proud of you, son. I'm supporting what you're doing. I'm bringing my group of friends and we're gonna play. And then he told me, he's like, my friends are gonna play. I'm not going to. I was like, all right, that's cool. I appreciate the business. And then he showed up, and then I guess they like talked him into playing. Dude, that was the worst thing they could have done. He was tearing them all up.
For real?
Yeah, my dad was getting all shot, and he was like, all right, and he just had a lot of fun, right? And it was really cool.
That's
for
nice.
me, like me to see my dad enjoy it, something that like kind of was a little bit of a point of contention between us growing up. to see him enjoy it, and then like that to me right there, that was all worth it, you know. And so it's exciting to see what we're doing here, man. I'm really happy to bring paintball to everybody. Like, I want to make it accessible for everybody, so that nobody feels intimidated or out of place when they show up. And you know, they've got, you know, some people out here with like really nice guns and like all the gear and all that stuff. We keep that to a minimum.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same playing field. You know, let your skills do the talking and not necessarily the equipment.
And anybody can come, and you don't have to be so necessarily in shape, right? Like, this is very low impact. Mm-hmm. It's more about the experience versus the competitiveness. Although you become a competitor because you want to win. But all walks of life, you know, all different types of people are welcome. I've seen them, you know, engage with them, and been all smiles since I've seen.
That's cool, man. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see where this is all going. You know, we've got the outdoor field that's going to be done pretty soon, and that'll be.
They're working on it right now.
Oh yeah,
I seen them out there.
Okay.
When I went outside,
it's pretty cold out there.
Hey, Homer's over there, right on his hands, man.
Yeah, they're gluing all the seams together and, you know, making it nice and even. You know, injury prevention. Got to make sure that the grass is nice and good.
Flat. Yeah, man.
But yeah, so another thing I guess we can kind of touch on was just what are your thoughts on the big game? What did you think? Who did you think that the Eagles were supposed to win? I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
So, what was your question?
So, was it a well-deserved win, or did you think it was kind of hokey? Did you actually watch it, or no? I don't. You know.
I watched it.
Yeah.
It was a good game, very good game.
It was a good game.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
Which is what I'm always concerned about.
Yeah.
Me being a player, a lot of people ask me, you know, AB, what's your favorite team? You know, I'm a player, man. You know, I played the sport, so I'm not a fan. No disrespect to a fan, but I'm a player, so I see it from a player's perspective.
Sure.
And the most important thing to us is us not being injured.
Yeah.
So I like to see good play, right? Good competitors competing, and no injuries. So that's what the game was to me. But I would have liked to have seen Jalen to get it.
Yeah.
I've been following the young brother since he was at Alabama, so I was rooting for him.
Okay.
But Pat Mahomes showed out and did what he does best. So you can't really talk much about it. So.
Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. We just watched it at the house, had some family over, and you know, what else do you do on Super Bowl Sunday, right? Or sorry, Big Game Sunday.
Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because we're not supposed to say. I think it's like copyright or like trademark.
You can't say Super Bowl.
You can't say that. You can't say those words, dude. You're gonna get some trouble. It says it on the thing. It's like it's the broadcast. Yeah. So any accounts of the game and like all this other stuff. So the big game was good. The big game.
The big game. See,
that's why you see all the commercials. They say, you know, this and this special for the big game. You know, like get your TV in just in time for the big game. They don't ever say.
You can't say Super Bowl.
You can't say that, dude. Stop saying it. That's like saying Baltimore, bro.
Bro, what? I've never heard of this. For real?
Yeah. It's legit, dude.
Freedom of speech, man.
Yeah, well, that's for another episode.
That's
That's a whole other episode. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. You know, I think what we've got as far as the youth team. You know, if anybody is interested in learning more about it, they can reach out to me through our Splat Instagram, which is Splat_Houston. Also, you have your Instagram for Reskill?
Yes, Reskill_upskill.
Okay, Reskill_upskill. I'll throw that in the links there at the bottom so that you guys can follow him, follow AB. He's doing great things with youth sports and just really, again, athletic development at a youth level. You know, building the fundamentals for any type of athlete, whether it be paintball or football,
even just
general fitness.
Yeah, physical activities. You know, like building the habits that you can take with you into your adult life.
And it's easy. Like you don't do anything that is like
we don't even deal with
crazy.
weights.
Like no weights.
We don't
It's
do
all
weights.
yeah.
It's all body strength training, moving your body, agility training, balance, push-ups, strengthening the body, mastering the body, and then you can go off and do your weight training, which I can help with that too. But it's about mastering yourself, your body at an early age.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this much. I personally, last season was probably my best season ever playing paintball, and a lot of it I attest to the guidance and the agility and the strength conditioning that I got through you.
Yeah.
Just even just doing it with the kids, in like with when we were doing the summer camp, like all of that stuff like translated into like me personally as a personal player. Team wise, you know, we've got some growth to go, but as a player, I felt like I played the best paintball I've ever played last season. So
being able to do more,
like I mean, running, being explosive, diving, like all the things.
I didn't teach you how to dive.
You didn't teach me how to dive, but my body was strong enough
to handle
the impact and the agility that it takes to make those moves without hurting yourself when you do it, right? Yeah. So that was really good. So again, kudos to you, man. You're doing a really good job with all that, and you know, you've been my boy for a long time. So I'm really excited to see you doing this stuff. You know, go from there. So going back to what I was saying, we are putting together a team. We have a team that's going to play the Bunker Fest event. It's in March, March 24th, 25th, 26th. It's like a weekend long tournament, paintball tournament. All sorts of different divisions. Specifically, I have my Division 5 team is going to be playing. These are more young adults and some older people, you know, my age and
getting into
paintball. And then I also have the youth team. This will be their second major event. The first one obviously being World Cup back in 2022, which was an amazing experience, and really happy to have been able to share that experience with those kids. And looking forward to seeing what we do for 2023. We've been putting in a lot of work, and these kids have really been doing a good job. So I'm excited to see how that plays out for them.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right, man. Well, thanks, AB, again for being here with us.
Thanks for being here too.
Yeah, man. And we'll see everybody on the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube. Play Paintball Podcast. Again, you know, all the support is much appreciated, and we'll see you on the next episode. Later.